Newcastle United fans were singing Long Into the Night on their way home from Merseyside as two added time goals from Florian Lejeune rescued a point for the Magpies against Everton.
Wow. Just come out with Goodison. How have Newcastle come away with a point? Awful performance. I was going to slate Steve Bruce for bringing on 3 defenders because we were shocking tonight. Appalling. Possibly up there with one of them worst games so far this season. But 2 goals in 2 minutes in the dying seconds. Hi everyone, this is the preview for Oxford. I'm a bit of a makeshift position because I'm in the studio room and the 75-inch TV that I've just recently bought is actually acting as the tripod holder because the tripod's in the car at the minute after the carry-on at Liverpool. I slept for 17 hours last night. I literally knocked the stuffing out of us, driving, editing, presenting, editing, non-stop, posting on social media. I haven't stopped, but yeah, recovered new. And of course we've got Oxford. We'll have a look at Oxford in a second in terms of where they are on the table, form guide, best players and so on. But it's going to be over 45,000 people there, which is nice to see. St James's Park almost full. It's now, the club have announced this morning that the kids can go for a quid. So if you've got any youngsters and you haven't got your ticket, try and get it done. Don't buy on the day though, because your prices will go up. Try and do it Friday if you can. But yeah, it'll be nice to have a FA Cup tie, almost full house. And it's Oxford are coming to town, like I say, more on them in a minute. But in the case of Newcastle, I think Steve Bruce is going to have to just assess his side. I think he's just going to have to say how many bodies he's got back first. And then from that, I think you'll probably pick almost a full strength squad. So the only other change that I might see, Carl Dorlow might start in goal at home because he did for Rochdale. I could see that happening. But apart from Dorlow starting in goal, I think it might be a case of a fully fit strength squad because we're now back to 1 game per week again and it gives plenty of bodies to rest. But you might see Andy Carroll may play, you might see Alan saint-maximin, John Joe Shelvey. Obviously we know with the injuries of Willems and Dummett, which are out for the rest of the season, which is a bit of a blow. Of course, Matt Ritchie. I'll be shocked. I will be really shocked if Nabil Bentaleb starts. He hasn't played any first team football because of the dispute that he had with the club. Obviously, David Wagner now manages Schalke. Bentaleb said that he wanted him to play, but it's a dispute with the club rather than actual Wagner himself. But he's here now. I don't think he'll start. I think he'll come off the bench because I think Bruce will probably gradually, you'll have 2 or 3 substitute appearances and then he'll start playing, and that gives a bit of competition in that set midfield. So I think that's probably how that will work. And then it's a case of, okay, what you're going to bring. You expect it to win this game. You really are. I expect Newcastle to have a lot more of the possession like they did at Rochdale at home. And I think Newcastle probably dominate the possession. I think it's a case of, can you get Joe Linton firing in all cylinders? Because if he can score 1 or 2 again, yes, I know it's Oxford, but it's all about up here. It's all about confidence. If you can get him getting on the score sheet, it'll do him the world of good. And I want to see Joe Linton start for that reason. I want to see him on the start lineup. I want to see him on the score sheet as well. So a lot of chances, create them, put them away, get it in that 5th round, and hopefully you get another home tie against, no disrespect, maybe a championship side at home, and you fancy your chances there, and then bang, you've got a little cup run going. Let's quickly take a look at what Oxford, because the no mugs, let's have a look and see what they're all about. First things first with Oxford, let's take a look where they are in the league table, and actually got the same amount as points as actually Sunderland. Sunderland have actually crept back up the table. So they're currently 5th. They're on course to try and get a playoff position, but they're only 6 points off the top as well, so maybe a slight eye on the title / top 2 positions to get automatic promotion. But realistically, you would say that Oxford now at this stage of the season will be hoping to get into the playoffs and then possibly getting up to the championship. So let's take a look at the last 6 fixtures. 1-2 They've drawn 2 and they've lost 2 at the minute, so it's a little bit up and down at the moment. Obviously they've played a North East team quite recently with Hartlepool in the FA Cup. It would have been good for them to obviously play us, wouldn't it? But it's us against Oxford at home. Who's scoring the goals for them? So they've got a few here. So James Henry's chipped in with 9 goals so far this season. Tariq Forso Henry has got 8. Matty Taylor, a striker, has got 6. And Cameron Brannigan from midfield's got 5 goals and 5 assists. So maybe he's one to keep an eye out for Newcastle. And they've got Liverpool youngster on loan, Ben Woodburn. Obviously the Welsh international. There's a lot of things expected of him in the future. Let's take a look at the strengths. Counter-attacks. I expect Newcastle to have a lot of the balls, so they'll be strong at that. Going down the wings, they're not afraid to shoot on sight. And obviously they've got a couple of players that can produce a quality bit of individual skill. And they're great at defending the set pieces. However, against them, counter-attacks are not very good. And they're not very strong in the air, according to WhoScored.com. The style of play that Oxford will play, they're very short, possession-based passing team. They don't like to go too long. They like to keep hold of the ball. They like to control the game. We're just going to take a look at their formation. They normally play a 4-3-3, and this is their lineup that they played against Gillingham away. Doesn't matter if they're home or away, they will play 4-3-3 formation. If I just switch it to the seasonal, even though there's a slight change in the seasonal 11 and against the last match, it's still the same formation, so it'll still be a like for like. And their manager Carl Robinson, Scouser, done wonderful things at MK Dons, and he'll want to put one over Steve Bruce and cause an upset. Of course, Newcastle need to be wary. Of course, we've already played Rochdale in the same division, but this side is winning games more than not in League One. Newcastle just need to be a little bit careful and try and finish the game off like they did at Rochdale at home pretty early on. And there you have it, and that's what you get with Oxford, eh? Right, so just a couple of things before I wrap up. There's going to be a video on our under-23 channel. That's me. We're going to take a look back at the last 2 or 3 games with the under-23, so pop over there. I'll put a link in the description. Also, I'll pin the first comment. It's brilliant to see with Facebook subscription group booming now. We've got a lot of people from our group posting in there, which is brilliant. And again, we've got a few more YouTube members the past few weeks. YouTube people who are membership get to see these type of videos first. They get exclusive videos as well, how we make thumbnails. They can keep them as well, and there's loads of several other perks as well. So why don't you join me? Not even Newcastle fans, TV members can see the private stuff that we do, which is always nice, and I keep a little bit away from them. Right, but that's it. Get your score predictions in. Do you want an FA Cup run? Score predictions in the comments. Ta-da everyone, bye bye.
From the distance, hey you, can we talk? Hey.